What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Trap No More Podcast. I know you guys are probably tripping, like, what the heck is JoJo doing on a Wednesday night, right? But don't trip. Due to the Super Bowl coming on this Sunday, and everyone's going to be tuned into that, I was like, I ain't going to try to compete against the Super Bowl, right? But, anyways, tonight, I am thrilled to have this guest on tonight, coming live all the way from the state of Arizona. Yes, yes. Man,
Hello.
let me just remind all of you guys that are just tapping in right now. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. And hey, I like to comment, I like to interact with you guys. So hit the comments, hit the share, hit the likes, and let's run up these numbers, man. I appreciate you guys on this Wednesday. I know you guys are probably thinking, shoot, I know you guys didn't think I got busted, but I know it's been a couple of weeks due to the holidays and me being out of town and everything. But I'm here right now, and this is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna start. I'm probably going to start pre-recording a lot of just different interviewers that I could catch during the week and do it like that because a lot of times it's hard to get these people to come out on Sundays and I just don't want to be stuck in the box on Sunday. So whenever we could get them, we're going to get them and we're going to bring their stories. This young lady has a powerful story. I just heard a little bit of it. She just described a little bit, and I was already like, yeah, we got to get you on. And man, just stick to it, listen to it, and be blessed by her testimony. She's been through a lot. She's man, from what I heard so far, she's been through a lot and she's overcome a
Still
lot.
going
And
through
she's
it.
still going through it. She's letting it be known right now, right? So coming all the way from Arizona, we have Miss Erica with us, aka Miss Hoops. I heard Miss Hoops is an OG where she comes from. So let's give her a round of applause, everybody. Yes, yes. Erica, thank you for tapping in with the Trap No More podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come and share your story. Something I always share with people is it's not easy for us to just get on here and, spill the beans, kind of, come on here and share the
Yeah.
dark secrets of our lives, because um, I know for me, when I first started doing podcasts, when I first started, speaking in front of crowds, I used to always think, and my first speech was done in prison while being a prisoner and talking about change. And I swear, when I was done talking, I felt like all eyes were on me. They were looking at me like I was some punk now because I was trying to better my life. And yeah, it took me a minute to get comfortable with criticism. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they, what they say, misery loves misery, and haters are going to be haters, and there's going to be somebody that's going to try to contradict your story. There's somebody that's going to try to put shade on it. There's somebody that's going to be like, man, she's firing it up. He's lying. That didn't happen. And sometimes that would make someone shut down and be like, you know what, I'm not even going to talk on this no more. But what I realized over the last, shoot, almost 25 years of sharing my story is that every time I share it, there's a healing that it feels like takes place in my life. Even though
Mhm.
I feel like I'm solid, I'm secure, I'm confident, you know, but every time I share, I seem to have like a little bit more of that onion being peeled and healings taking place. So one of the things I always share too, Erica, is that just share whatever you feel comfortable with, you know,
Okay.
whatever you feel comfortable with, you share that. And if I ask any questions that are kind of like, you know what, I'd rather not answer it, just say it. Just say, I'm cool. I'm not going to answer that. I try not to come at you all crazy and, trying to bring out the juicy stuff, but sometimes I'll ask something. And
I don't have no shame though. I don't have no shame. It was part of my life. So it
okay.
doesn't bother me.
All right. Well, let's jump into your story. Why don't you take us back to the younger days of Erica and just work your way up? And um, I think I shared with you a lot of my viewers, their mothers, fathers, sisters, husbands, wives, and they all have somebody incarcerated or addicted to drugs. They're out there. and they're in the fight. They're looking for help. They're looking for support. They're looking for encouragement, and I believe your story will get to that. So go ahead, take it from here.
Okay. Well, a little bit about myself. My name's Erica. I'm 43 years old. I have four kids. Is it just me or you are on here still?
No, no, I'm still here. Go ahead. I want to
Oh,
focus on
okay.
you. Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't know nothing about this, but I have four kids. I just recently had a grandson. I grew up in Yuma, Arizona. I was a good kid. I went to school, the good stuff. And then I met this boy, which was my kids' dad. And I ended up with him after like a year of him bugging me. And then uh, I would just, I, I ended up smoking weed with him one time. And then I started smoking weed, and then I would trip out because him and his sister would go to the bathroom and I would be like, what the hell are they doing in there,
Yeah,
And so I would knock on the door and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys are, because from a person that doesn't know nothing about drugs, I had no clue about drugs. In my family, I didn't grow up seeing none of that. I grew up
yeah.
in a good childhood, good environment, everything. And I had a good mom, and I just didn't have a dad. My mom and dad were married, but he left when I was like born, but he came
Mhm,
back when I was like 4 months, and uh then he ended up coming back trying to take us back, but my mom didn't want to go with him, so we stayed here and they got a divorce. And then my mom ended up meeting somebody else, which is my father figure. He's a good man in my mom's life. But anyways, back to me meeting my children's father. I would hear his sister and him in the bathroom, and I was like, "What the hell are they doing in there?" And I would knock and knock, and they wouldn't answer, and I'm like, "Ugh, that's like weird to me, because why are they in the bathroom together?" Because I don't know nothing about drugs. And then one day he was gone, and his sister's like, hey, well, come here. She's like, I'll show you what we're in here doing, if you really want to fucking know. Like, sorry, oh, excuse me, if you really want to know, let me show you what we're doing. And she showed me, and that was it. Like, she showed me and she said, here, try it, and it was a pipe. I was addicted to methamphetamine for 23 years. um I I was still a mom. I was still there. I still went to work. I still did all the kids' functions and everything. I still made sure they had birthday parties, Christmases. Like, I was a functioning addict, at
mhm,
first. But
mhm,
as they got older, I started to drink and do methamphetamine, and other drugs too, Xanax and weed. I would do it all at the same time. After me and their dad ended up breaking up or whatever, after 12 and a half years, I kind of just did things my way now, because it was his way before. And then so I started falling apart a little bit, you know, partying and whatever. I was free of his abuse. um he was abusive, he was an alcoholic. And honestly, he's not the one who showed me the drug, because he never did it around me. He didn't show it to me. But then once I knew about it, we started doing it together, and we would
mhm.
stay up nights and shit and get high.
Yeah.
But we ended up separating after 12 and a half years because one day he was beating the crap out of me with a vase. And all my kids would sleep with me, like in their little, we had little beds for them, and they would sleep in my room, and then on my bed. And he came home and he had hickeys on his neck. And I had just had my son. My son was a little tiny baby. He was my last baby. And he was next to me. I'm getting emotional, but he got on me and he started choking me, and I started turning blue, and um I was like, what am I gonna do? I was really passing out and stuff. He had his fingers down my throat and he was choking me, and I was scared of him. So, and I didn't want my kids to see nothing. So, I just, um, I remember kicking him. Just all I did was just kick him against the wall, like boom, and he went upside down between the bed. And I jumped up on the bed. I grabbed my baby and I ran out the door, And I went to my cousin's because she lived down the street or down to the other apartments. She was in the same apartment complex. I went to her apartment. But that was just one of the stories. And then there was another time when the kids were in my room and he came home and he's like, "Oh, you're cheating, you're doing this and that." And I was home, and
Mm-hmm.
he just starts hitting. This is the time when he hit me with the vase. He starts hitting me with the vase, and I get the pillow and I put it up, so he's not hitting my head. My kids are asleep though, because we never fought really in front of my kids. I never they never really seen that. It was
Yeah.
behind doors, but he just came home all raged out that day, like
Mm.
high off all kinds of shit. And he was beating me with the vase, and I put a pillow at my hand. He's all I was like, stop, and then I just remember seeing my daughter. She woke up and I had blood leaking down my arms, and my daughter looked at me, and that was the last time I ever let him do any, because I never let my kids see that. And the
Mm-hmm.
moment I knew my daughter seen it, I said, okay, I've been with him 12 and a half years. He was my first boyfriend, my first everything. Like, I didn't know nothing else. Um, I was a young girl and I got with him, and I was a good girl. And he led me to just that day I seen my baby, I seen her eyes, and she just looked at me. She goes, "Mama." And I go back to sleep, baby. And I have blood leaking down. And then, like, when he's done hitting me or I stand up and I like passed out and he caught me. And I remember getting in the bathtub and the bathtub was full of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like going unconscious. And he's like, "I'm going to call the ambulance." And me thinking of him, like, no, the cops are going to take you. Like, I was just like, no, no, the cops are going to take you. I don't know, because that's all I knew. And
Yeah.
then and then my daughter was asleep, or I think she was asleep. She didn't show me that. But anyways, I get up and I just said, you know what? This is enough. He ended up leaving right after that with his friends. So I'm like, enough is enough. And I left to my grandma's house. And it was my house, mind you. Like, I paid my bills. I worked. His ass, he was just there, basically
Mm-hmm.
just tearing me down. And I allowed it because I didn't have a father growing up. So I thought the right thing was to keep our family together. That's all I knew.
Mm.
So just just that abuse took a toll on me, and that's like when we separated after that, I never went back. I remember laying in bed at my grandma's for a whole week after that, crying. And my aunt came in and she tried to talk to me. My friend came over. She brought me this Mickey Mouse because she had went to Disneyland, and she's like, "You need to do something." Like, and in my head I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. And I cried because I was like, oh my God, like, how am I gonna do it without him? When in fact I was doing it without him. It was
Yeah.
just the fact that his presence was there with the kids sometimes. But
Yeah.
he would run
Erica,
around.
Erica, at that time, did you have your mother's support, or was she like, you got into that relationship, so you deal with it, or was she like embracing you and counseling you,
At
or?
at that time, yes. At first, yes. My grandma even told me, I remember her telling me, this was before this fight. She told me, if you leave him, I'll buy you a brand new car. I'll buy you a brand new car. And I didn't do it. I didn't I,
Mhm.
I didn't do it. And yeah, my mom, at first she was like, she even told him, she cried to him. She's like, "Why do you do that to, that's my daughter. You know,
Mm.
that's my daughter. That's my baby." And I just never went back after that. I cried for a week and I got myself up. I looked in the mirror and I had to pep talk myself. Like, bitch, you're a bad bitch. Like, you ain't gonna take this shit, you know?
Mhm.
Sorry, I don't know if you're supposed to cuss on here, but I had to tell myself that, you know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
woke me up and I'm like, okay. Cause he would make me feel like ain't nobody gonna want you. You got 4 kids, like you're just nothing. Let alone I hear stories nowadays, like, yeah, he used to tell me like you were everything. You were this goddess. He thought you were like everything, but he didn't know how to treat me because he went through abuse in his family. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He's seen his dad beat his mom's ass, break her, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna get into their business, but yeah, you know.
Yeah. And during this time, I mean, was there I know you said about your grandma offering you the car and everything, but did you have some good like homegirls that were in your corner that were trying to convince you to leave, or did anybody ever mention calling the cops on him? Or
Uh, honestly, I didn't really hang around anyone. I was
mm,
just always being a mom and working. And
mm,
so I had friends, but for years I didn't hang out with them or anything. I was more with just my kids and me, you know, and just worried about him all being out here and there, you know, with who knows who, or you know what I mean, doing his
yeah,
drugs. And I remember there was a time when he took my daughter. He
mm-hmm,
took my daughter because he was mad at me. And I remember he had us chasing, he was all fucked up and he had us chasing him down the canal with in a
mm-hmm,
car, you know, for my daughter. And it was like funny to him, like I don't know, he just put me through a lot of things, you know. And my kids, they never really seen the abuse or nothing. I don't know if they did. I think maybe they did, but they were little, you know.
mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, but I have really good kids and I'm proud of all my kids. My son is in prison. Um, but my son's case was he wasn't guilty, you know? He just didn't, you know how nowadays if you don't say anything when things are going down, like you get the time, you know? And that's what happened to my son. My son got time for something somebody else did, you know, and he's
Yeah.
doing the time right now. And that guy's doing the time too, but that guy ended up telling on himself saying, "Oh, I did it." And then he started talking about stuff that he did when he was 14 and 17. He was an older guy and my son was 17. And so my son, he went to prison, guys. He got 5 years. He's about to be out. I'm proud of him. He's doing really good in there. He's gotten 1 ticket this whole time. He's never been he had never been a juvenile before that. He was gonna graduate actually. That day I had just picked him up from school. We were getting his cap and gown ready. He was gonna graduate. But I'm proud of him right now because he's doing school in there and he's gonna come out and he's gonna do something, you know, because I have good kids. I have
So
kids with hearts, you know?
was he tried as an adult or something, or is he
Yeah.
in juvenile prison or?
So he was in juvenile at 17 and the other kid was 16 and then there was a 14 and those were brothers. And then there was another one. And then the older guy, 27, he got 160 years or something, but he did a plea agreement, so they gave him like 80. Dude, he told so much stuff he did over the years on himself, and it's in the paperwork. The stack is like 500 and some pages, you know?
Dang.
Yeah, and
Did he
it's
did he do
crazy.
that confession while he was high, or he was sober
Yeah,
when he was saying all that?
he was high as fuck.
Oh
When
shoot.
they got him, they went to his house, I guess, because it says in the thing, and that he was just out of it, and he was just saying like, you know, and then he tried to change it. So then he was like, "Well, I did it," you know, and it was already too late. He was putting people in it, you know,
Mm,
and he didn't even say they were with him or anything. All he
mhm,
said was their name, that they went to a party with them earlier And just because they
Yeah.
went to a party earlier, they put him with what he was doing, what he did
Hmm.
later on.
So when
But
he was saying all that, did he throw your son's name out there?
yeah, so I guess they
Did your
had
son
went
take
to
a
a
deal,
party.
or did he end up
He
was
ended
he
up,
found
you know
guilty?
what? We were gonna not take it. We were like, no, no, no. But you don't know how Yuma County works. They
Hmm.
are like Western, like those old movies, like, oh, we're hanging you, like you get it all, like, no, I mean, this guy literally said I did it. It's on paper. And they still kept my son. And I tried to
Mm.
fight for that. I got a lawyer for my son and everything.
Hmm.
And it still didn't work.
So
And
how?
the lawyer's like, they know your son's innocent. He goes,
Yeah,
it's just the way it works. It's your
yeah.
son's not saying his shit. So that's what it is.
So
They're gonna
I
do what
mean
they
this.
want.
So tell me, what did it feel like? What was the process of you losing your son? And you haven't mentioned yet, but you yourself did some time, right?
No. I did county time, but not prison time.
Okay.
County time, not prison time. I
All
didn't
right.
do
But you've
prison
been
time.
thrown in some handcuffs and belittled as a
Yeah.
woman. Okay.
Yes.
So
As a woman.
when this happens to your son, how are you feeling? Like what are your emotional what are you going through?
So the thing is crazy because I had this happened in 2023,
Mm.
February 2000, February 24, 2023, when they arrested my son. And I had gotten sober January 2nd of 2023. And I know my kids probably were like, yeah, right, she's not gonna stay sober, because I have done that before where I got sober for like a couple months and then I fell off. And
Mhm.
so my son, knowing I was sober, he was doing good. He was going to school and everything. And that's why I was like, what the fuck? This happens right when I'm trying to do good. Like, God, what's going on? And it's crazy because when they took him, they didn't even know my son's name. They didn't come for my son. So my nephew was in there was my nephew was involved too. It's a lot with their story, and they came more for my nephew. They had him on video and everything, but like my nephew ended up passing away.
While in
So
custody?
no, my
Oh.
nephew and my son are like this. But
Mhm.
my nephew was younger. He looked up to my son.
Mhm.
And my son, when he got locked up, they were talking stuff. And then my nephew, he had just gotten off the ankle monitor that night. He went out. He said, no, no, no. They were like, come on, come on. And so he ended up going and he wrecked. He wrecked in a car and he got killed. So my son was in prison maybe like 3 or 4 months
Mhm.
when my nephew had passed. Wait, April, May, June, June. Damn, 2 months. He was only in prison 2 months when my nephew passed, and they were like brothers. They were glued to the hip. So that took a toll. So I'm pretty proud of myself because I've stayed sober. You know what I mean? And I feel like my son being in prison helped me too because I don't want to be that mom because I would see women that had kids in prison and they're on drugs and it's like you're not even writing your son, you're not going to see your son, you're not answering their calls, nothing. Like I can't be that mom. That's not the mom I am. No matter the drugs or whatever. So
Yeah.
I stayed off of the drugs. I stayed good for my son. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like not just for my son, for myself too, but
But
he
that was
helped me.
motivation for you to stay
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Motivation to be that mom and be there and be his ride or die. Like
Yeah.
I'm there for my son. Like, and he knows that. He calls me, no matter what. If I ain't got it, it happens. Like I make sure my son is good.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, yes, I would make sure you were good if I knew if it since I know you're innocent, but if you were guilty, yes, I would make sure you're good, but I would give you a little, you know,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
really have been like no questions asked.
Yeah.
And I'm just really proud of myself, and then I have a grandson now. So I ended up having a grandson during my sobriety, and I'm so happy that he gets to only know this side of me, And it
That's
and it
right.
just it warms my heart to see him, like his little smile, and I'm like, damn, I get to start over. I
How
know
old is
it's
your
not my
grandbaby?
kid. A year and a half.
Oh, okay. I got a 6 month old, so
Really? Your
yeah,
first one?
my first grandbaby, little boy.
Um,
Yep.
yes, it's a boy too, my grandson. But it's crazy because my son, he has all sisters. It's
Mm-hmm.
three sisters and then him. He's the baby. He's the youngest.
Yeah.
And then we had a boy. We had a grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So my son was so happy, but he's been locked up, But we did
Yeah.
take the baby to see him when he was littler, and um, I was happy to see them together, and we got a picture of them together and stuff. And I don't know, just a lot of things that's helping me stay in line, And
Yeah.
what's crazy is I don't have a car right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not because I can't get a car. I now I'm ready for a car. I said this year, okay, I'm ready for a car. But honestly, before I would fall off and stuff, and I've always had a car. I've always had two, three cars, always.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the longest, and I'm sober. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I'm high as fuck, and I have a car. I'm
Yeah.
sober, and I think God sat my ass down. He
Yeah.
really sat me down this
Hey,
time.
with you saying that, let me ask something a little personal. Your son is innocent of the crime, okay? I believe that.
Hmm.
But was he out there messing around? Like, how did he get caught up in the mix? I know you said he's close to your nephew, but do you feel like this was like kind of an intervention to stop him from maybe going down further
Going
paths
down
where
that
he was going
way.
to get
I
worse?
know he didn't do what they say he did and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
know he went to a party earlier that day or whatever. I know my son.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that guy said, he never said my son was with them. He just said, and just because of him saying he was at the party earlier before all that happened, my son
Mm-hmm.
got blamed.
Mm-hmm.
And and yes, I I always ask God, like, damn, like, you really took my, because so the cops came. So my nephew ended up turning himself in because he felt guilty because my son was in there, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was. He turned himself in, and they didn't keep him. They let him go. And then, and his face was in the camera. Like, I have the videos, I have pictures and everything. And my nephew's face is right there. And it's just fucking crazy. And I'm like, damn, God, like, you were really protecting my son. And I guess in a way, because I would go to church,
Mm-hmm.
when I had gotten sober. I started going to church and stuff, and I just feel like something, maybe a mother's prayers. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm glad for my. I'm so sad for my nephew. His dad's in prison, actually,
Mm-hmm.
my nephew's dad. And he raised him. He didn't have a mom. He only had a dad.
Mm-hmm. Is that your
And
brother or is he married to your sister?
no, it's my cousin. My mom and his mom are sisters. We're
Oh, okay.
first cousins, but me and him are like this. That's my closest cousin. And then my son and his son were like this. So my
Mm.
cousin's still locked up right now too.
Oh
And
man.
and for
And
me
he
to
was
have to go
busted when
through
he
the,
passed away.
yes,
And that
yes.
must have
He was
hurt him
locked
big
up.
time.
He's still locked up, and he's still
Mm-hmm.
going. And when I talk to him, I could hear it. And it makes me so sad. And I'm like, damn, like, because I just feel like that day when my nephew left in that car, I feel like my son would have probably been in that car too. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? And I feel like my prayers or whatever for my son, they say to watch what you pray for sometimes. Not saying
Mm-hmm.
that it's bad that you pray, but you got to watch how you pray. And I trip out cuz that happened.
Yeah.
And my son had to go through something cuz I was the closest person, like, friend. He was his best friend. He says that's my best friend, my brother, my right hand. Like, I love that fool.
Yeah.
Like, but see, that my nephew had ran away. So he was on the run when all that shit was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because his dad got locked up. and he didn't have a figure. They were living at my nana's, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, um, it just all happened at too fast. And yeah, it's a sad story. He was only 16, my nephew.
And your son's how old right now? Is he like 19,
No, he
18?
was, no, he's 20, gonna be 21 on April.
Oh, okay.
He's been locked up since he was 17.
And how would you say he's adjusted to being in prison then, the last 3 years?
Um, actually, he's like, Mom, this motherfucking place humbled me because I eat everything now. He was a picky eater before he went in, you know? He
Yeah.
eats every, like, he's like, shit. He's like, I don't leave nothing on my tray, you know?
Mm. Was he able to get his high school diploma?
That's what he's doing right now.
Oh, that's what he's
He's
still
doing
doing.
his high school diploma because so he was. I'm not gonna say what. I don't like to say the prison because people on here are weird and shit,
Yeah.
and I don't want them trying to look up my son. It doesn't matter to me. I'll let you see it, but I don't like everybody in the world. I don't be putting that shit out there. But
Okay.
he was in Tucson, but they moved him because he got caught with like a well, but that's not why they moved him. They started moving everybody around from the prisons back.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were going from this prison to Tucson and from Tucson to this prison. It's crazy. I think the people that are getting out sooner are the
Mm-hmm.
ones getting to his prison. So
Mm.
and they're moving the ones to Tucson that have more time.
Okay.
And yeah, so he's actually my son kind of already knew about that life because well, my cousins were always in prison. um my two cousins, the brothers, the one that's in prison now.
Mm-hmm.
And check this out. So my cousin, the one that's in prison right now, he's in prison for he got off work and he hit somebody. He actually got in a car accident and killed somebody.
Oh,
And
wow.
then we were just tripping out because his son died that way. Do you understand what
Mm.
I'm saying right now?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it's just, we were like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't drinking or anything. He wasn't on drugs. They tested him and all that, but he still got 7 years for it because the family wanted him to get time for that. Even though it
Mm.
was an accident, it didn't matter because he had priors.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he was fucked up before, but he had changed his life.
Mm-hmm.
He was working and everything. But the other brother, he was always in prison trying to tell my son stuff like, oh, when you go to prison, when my son was little, I'm like, my son ain't going to prison.
Uh-oh, she's freezing up on us. Oh, it dropped. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if she gets back on. See if she notices it. Crazy story. Well, she's talking about her son and all them crimies, and man, let me see. That was on her side, her internet or something. Oh, unless her phone died. She was on her phone. That's why it's kind of blurry, you know what I mean? But let me
Hi.
see. There she is. You're back.
I heard you guys. I could hear you talking and everything, but my camera wouldn't go.
I thought it died or something. There it goes again. You're I don't know.
It's because
There
somebody
you are.
they keep calling me. Damn it.
Oh, put your phone on do not disturb.
Oh,
That's
I
what I
can.
do.
Okay.
Don't mess with it if you don't know if you don't know how to do it.
There it goes.
But no,
But
I get it
yeah,
though because I've had that happen to me before too during an interview. They would be calling. I'm like, man, then I couldn't get back though. But all right.
but
But
yeah, just a
anyways,
lot
though,
of different stuff, man. Going through a lot of stuff and still staying sober. I'm
yeah.
doing
So,
it. I'm
hey,
doing
so
it.
let me ask you
Oh,
something, Erica. How did you get sober? What I mean, did you go through AA? Was it church? Was it how did you get
I
sober?
did go to church. I did go
Okay.
to church, but I mostly just did it because I was just ready. I was like, man, I want more for my life. I'm 40, I'm 43, well, I was 40, I was 41 at the time, or 40. I can't remember. It was three
Mm-hmm.
years ago. And I'm like, dude, what am I doing? The same shit. Hitting the pookie, Like, what is this life? I'm gonna start losing my teeth and everything, and I don't want to get like that. I see women, I'm like, oh my God, like, and I had been doing it for 23 years. So I was
Wow.
like, okay, it's time.
That
But
dope must
yeah,
be that dope must be weak out there in Arizona because over here in California, man, somebody using meth for 23 years, it's pretty evident.
um, well, okay, so I used and stopped use, and then, or I would be like, I always took vitamins when I used. It was weird. Like, I took care of
Oh, you're one of
myself
them
when
healthy
I was
drug
getting high.
addicts.
Yeah, yeah, for reals. I ate, slept, but
Wow.
there did become a time at the end,
Hmm.
is why I stopped, because I
Yeah.
seen myself going deeper, and I didn't work anymore. I was just wanting to get high all day, and I started looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh shit, like now I could see it. I started
Yeah.
seeing it, and I said, this ain't me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I gave it up, and I actually got my CDL. I got my CDL. Woohoo!
CDL, what is
Um,
that? When I hear CDL, I'm
to
thinking
drive.
California driver's license.
No, my
What's
CDL to
CDL?
drive trucks. To drive
Oh.
trucks,
Oh,
diesels.
okay. Oh, nice.
I just got it in September, and
Hmm.
right now I've been talking to my counselor. She's trying to help place me in a job
Yeah.
for it. So whatever's best for me, we've been talking. So I'm just waiting for the call, and I'll be going on the road pretty soon.
Wow. So are you going to be going like throughout the whole country or are you going to try local or
Um,
because
I
you got
want to
them
go
kids. Who's
around.
going to watch them? Who's going to watch them kids if you go too
My
long?
kids are old.
All of them are
I don't
older?
have kids no more. I don't have kids no more.
Oh.
My son was my youngest. My
Oh, so you're
dude,
free to go.
I have good kids. I can say my girls are good. They're with their same partners. My daughter's married. She has her baby.
Mhm.
My other daughter, she just got her first boyfriend. It was cute. She's like, I hope she don't hear this right now. She's gonna hate me. But she's like 24, and she just got her, and I cried. Cause I'm like, oh my God, like my baby. Cause she was always worried about work and stuff. Like, she was just for her life. And now she got a boyfriend, and it's just cute seeing that for her. And
Yeah.
she's actually went back to school, him and her. She's helping him too, because well, I'm not gonna get into his life, but he's getting his shit together and getting and going back to school too. And he works, and then my other daughter, her man was in the military, and he got out. He's working for the post office now. So they're doing good, my kids.
Mhm.
They're doing real good. I'm proud of them. And if my son wouldn't have been at the house that day when all that happened, I don't think he would even be locked up, because they didn't know my
Mhm.
son's name when they came. But I did fight the cops when they came, because you ain't gonna point guns at my son. Yeah,
So when he
it
gets
was
out,
pretty
is he
neat.
coming to your house?
Yeah, we're gonna. That's why I'm trying to get on the road and stuff, because I wanna. So we have a brand new apartment. Like when we moved in here, it was brand new. Me and my daughter, my oldest. The other ones, they all
Mhm.
live on their own. And but I want to get a house, like a 3 bedroom. So I've been working on my credit for like a year and a half now. And so when I start driving, I'm gonna get a house before my son comes home. He should be home in like a year and a half, or like a year and a couple months, like a
Mhm.
year and 3 months or something. And he's like, shit,
Okay.
I'm gonna get my back time back, my good time. I'm like, okay, good, because he's doing his school and stuff. And my kids are tribal.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, when he gets out, he's like, Mom, I want to I want to have my own business. I go, well, you got to go to a business class. He's like, I know. So there is classes in there. He's going to
Mhm.
see about it. Let's see but he's passing his school like this. My son is
Mm,
really smart. My son is really smart, and yeah, so it's my life's been really good. You know, my
okay. She's freezing up on us. Uh-oh.
damn it,
All right,
my
you're back.
grandma.
You're back. They're
I
calling
even
again,
turned the
huh?
phone. I turned the phone off. My grandma don't get it or what?
Oh,
but yeah,
okay. So
but
let me
yeah.
ask you something, because I think in our conversations, you didn't just say your son was busted. Did you say someone else was busted as well?
Oh, my man. Yeah, my man's locked
Or you
up.
just gonna forget about him?
No, I'm not gonna forget about him. So my son's case. Oh well, I shouldn't talk about that on here. I know I told you. I'll tell you and your. But my son's case had involved my man's brother. Let's just put it that
Uh-huh.
way, okay? But that's why I know for a fact my son would not do what they said he did.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because my son got in trouble for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you know?
Yeah.
And when they came to the house, they said, "Oh, your son has two murder charges," but they didn't even know my son's name. And I'm like,
Mm,
"What?" Dude, I fell to my knees when they told me that. I was like, "What? Two murder charges? My son don't even go nowhere." You know,
yeah.
like he's a homebody. He used to stay home a lot. So, yes, I know he went to that party and it was weird because my son really don't go nowhere, and he did go to that party, but it didn't happen at that party. It happened later on in the early mornings, and I was
Hmm.
home and he was home. I know because I slept on the couch that fucking night, you know? So it just all, and so for a while I wasn't talking to my man because of my son's case too. But now everything's, clear, whatever. So yeah, uh he got 11 years, or yeah, he's doing about 8 years. He's done like 3 years already. He has like 5, almost 6 years to go.
Mm. And
But that was
how
my
is it?
second boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was my
So,
second boyfriend, and then we broke up for years, and then we got back together, then we broke up, then we got back to, you know what I mean? Me and him are like always, that's the love of my life right there. My
mm,
the man I'm with now, he's my love, you know? It's always been. But yeah.
so are you supporting him the same as your son? Like, you go visit him, answer his calls, right?
I answer his calls, but no visits. Not yet till my son gets out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He knows that, and it's agreeable. We talk every day, like all day, like, you know, um, we write all the stuff, you know. We
Hmm.
we message all day. We have that text connect, whatever. We
Hmm.
be messaging each other. Yeah, we're it's good. Like it's crazy because I've gotten to that stage where I just want to be home and go to work. You know, I it's this is my life. I'm a nana now, huh? You know, I'm
Yeah.
at peace. You know, with myself
Yeah.
and everything. So.
And do you have a catering business, or what's that food business that you do?
Oh, you seen it? So that's what we were doing that day that my son got locked up. He was loading the truck for me, and when they pulled up, he had just loaded the tables, and they
Hmm.
were like, "Get down on the ground," because I was like, "What is that going by?" I kept telling my son, and then he's like, "I don't know. They look like undercovers or something," but we didn't care because he didn't have nothing to hide, or he would have been hiding. And so we
Yeah.
kept loading, and then they kept going by, and then there was one parked at the end. I'm like, "What the fuck? Are they watching us or what?" He's like, "I don't know. Who cares?" So we kept
Hmm.
doing what we were doing, and then they pulled up on us. And when they had my son on the ground, I was like, "He's a fucking minor. Like, you better get off my son." And
Hmm.
I just remember them slamming me against the car because I was trying to record, and I never did get the footage or whatever. How you can
Hmm.
get the footage
Oh, the footage of what? Of the crime?
of everything happening, like with the cops and stuff. What is it? The cam that they wear.
All their body cams?
Yeah. So I went to try to get it because you know how it's supposed to be public or whatever. I went to try
Mm-hmm.
to get it, and I they gave me everything but my son's. They gave me
Mm.
everybody else's but my son's. Even
That's
the
weird.
person that got shot.
Oh wow.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that's real
Yeah.
crazy.
Yuma sucks. If you were to hear about cases here, people that are innocent get locked up here all the time. And the ones that are fucking guilty are out running the streets here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, do you have a support group now in your recovery? Do you like?
My
Do you
kids.
practice recovery, or you just stay sober? Like
I just
you
stay.
never
I
went through
do
no.
drink. I'm not gonna lie. I drink, but I don't
Okay.
drink to get. I don't go getting drunk every day or anything. And I'll have beers in my fridge, and I'll drink one beer and watch TV. Like I never even used to watch TV. I just started watching TV. Like um, me and my daughters. My daughters are my support. Like I remember on my when I graduated the school, they brought me a
Hmm.
little cake and it had a little picture of a semi and it had my face in the semi. It was cute. Like
Oh, okay.
my kids are they're understanding and they see that I've changed and they're proud of me. And it
Yeah.
makes me happy.
So it's the
Yeah.
methamphetamine that really took you down. It wasn't the
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what you would be like, man. No matter what, I ain't messing with that.
No, hell no. No. And plus
Oh,
I think
okay.
I look at it now and I'm like, ew, why was I doing
Yeah.
that nasty shit?
Okay. I'm a little biased when I hear somebody is in recovery because I'm in recovery. So the recovery that I came out of, it was a therapeutic community residential program with men. Um, years. I mean, years of being in it. So for us, it's like most of us we try to stay sober from everything. You know, even like prescription medications, we try not to mess with. I mean,
See?
I had a knee surgery and I didn't even take codeine threes. I just give me some ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Um,
And you know what? At first, my
mhm,
daughter even told me, she's like, Mom, at first I was drinking a little bit a lot and I was smoking weed. I don't smoke weed no more either. I stopped like a year and a half ago almost. But
mhm,
I was drinking at first when I first was in recovery and smoking a lot of weed to whatever. But
mhm,
I started wanting to go to the dope man's. Like when I would start getting drunk, I was like, I want to go to the dope man's. I want to go to the dope man's. And I seen that. And my daughter told me one day when we woke up in the morning, she's like, damn, mom, you're asking to go to the dope man's house. I was like, what? In front of you and stuff? She's like, yeah, mom, you were telling me. I was like, oh my God. Like it was
mm,
weird to me, because
yeah.
I don't tell my kids none of that shit. But I was
Mhm,
getting so drunk because before I would be high and just
yeah.
drinking I was getting so drunk, that I was
Mhm,
so I seen that and I'm like, I'm not gonna drink because it's gonna lead me to going and getting high. So I
yeah.
stopped drinking for like a year and then I stopped smoking weed and then I'm like, okay, now I feel like I could drink. So I'll have a beer or whatever and I don't even think of none of that or like I'll go out with my friends, drink a couple beers, come home, go to sleep. All I want to do is go to fucking Jack in the Box and get food and come home and go to bed. you know it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm over the stage of wanting to. Yeah, it's over.
Now it's
It's
about
been long enough.
being that grandma, huh?
Yeah, being a grandma.
Okay. Well, let me see. Is there anything else you want to highlight?
mm, um oh, I did do recovery. This was like when I got sober the first time for like 2 years. No, like a year and a half. I was
Hmm.
working for CBI. I don't know if you know what that is, Community Bridges.
Mm-mm.
It's like for people that are in drugs and alcohol. I ended up being a counselor. Once I got sober, I started working there. And then I went out one night with my cousin, and me and her got into a fight because she was swinging on me. And I'm like, oh my God, and you're not supposed to like do none of that or go to jail or nothing. And then I ended up going to jail. and I had to go to work. And I had got out that day, and I was like, shit, I gotta go home and get ready. Grandma, I gotta go to work. So when I got out of county, I was going home to get work ready, and then my boss calls me in and is like, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm like, oh fuck, he knows, you know? And he got all the reports of anybody going to jail. He's seen I went to jail. So I lost my job, and then I started getting high again. So
Oh
that's what I'm
man.
saying. I was weak before, to where if anything happened in my life, I would just run back to it. And I'm just proud of myself, because right now is the dude, when my son went to prison, I mean, I would like, when I knew he was going to prison, my daughter would hear, I would scream in the living room, like cry and stomp. I would just get like it was like a grieving mother for her child that's not even gone, like
Mhm.
just grieving. And then plus I was coming down. It had only been like the first 8 months or whatever, and I couldn't get high because I was really trying not to get high. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
really fought to get to where I am right now, with my
Yeah.
son being in prison. And I'm proud of
Mhm.
myself for that shit.
Yeah, you should
Because
be. It sounds like,
not everybody could do it.
yeah, heck no. For as addicts, we look for them opportunities to say, I deserve to get high. Something bad happened to me, and and we want people to feel sorry for us in them situations.
Yeah,
But it sounds like you've overcome a lot. Dealing with them urges and cravings, because it's not easy to just push it away and be like, no, I'm not going to touch that no more.
yeah, yeah,
But
for
wow.
sure.
So let me ask you, what are some expectations that you have for your son coming home, and even for your husband? What are you hoping takes place when they come home?
For my son, I'm just hoping that, honestly, I want him to find a good girl and settle down. And
Man, girls are
I
stress factors though.
no, but my son never had a drug issue or nothing. That's one
Hmm.
thing about my kids. None of my kids have drug issues or nothing like that. And even in prison, he does. My son loved to smoke weed though. I ain't gonna lie about that, but nothing else. He always thought it was gross. He's like, that's nasty. Like, he didn't like it because he's seen his cousins do it, and they would, dude, if you knew, I walked into my cousin one day with a spoon, and he had my son. And I go, what the? Because I never seen heroin in my life till that day.
Hmm.
I fucking hit it out of my son's hand. My cousin's like, what the fuck? And I go, what the fuck you teaching my son? My son was young, little.
Hmm.
And I tripped on my cousin, but my cousin was so high. You know what I'm saying? And man, I never respected my cousin the same after that shit.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's the one who would tell my son, oh, when you go to prison you got to do this. And
Yeah.
that's how my cousin thought. But my cousin's doing really good. I'm proud of him. He's got a girl, he's got his kids back, he's got a house, he's working, he started a business. I'm like, hell yeah, like that's what I want for my son. And I know my son has a good head on his shoulders. And then for my man, he's been doing all his classes, his counseling and all that. He's really trying hard right now, and he hasn't gotten in trouble. And this is the first time in his whole life in prison, because he's done years in prison. He did
Hmm.
like 7 years, and then 2 years, and then 3 years. He's done years.
Hmm.
And he's like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. He's seek God. He's doing, like, he does packets for relationship. Like, he's doing those classes for, like, for me and him,
Like
to how
self-help
to treat
classes.
me.
Hmm.
Huh?
He's doing self-help classes.
Yes, all that. He's doing everything, and I'm proud of him, because he was a fighter. If you look at his rap sheet, he was always fighting. He
Hmm.
liked to fight and stuff, and he was into the drugs and all that in there. And he's doing so good. I can hear it in his voice. He's a softer person. He's just changed in a way. He's like, man, I'm getting too old for this. Like, I don't want to come back again. Like, this
Hmm.
is it for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
done fucking coming back. Like, and he sees that I'm really doing good and stuff, and he's proud of me, and he's like, I just want a life now. Like, let's just sit down on the couch and watch TV. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're gonna both do pretty good. I have high hopes for both of them.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. One of the things that I always tell, family members, in preparation is, to have them write down their goals, have them write down, so you can help them from out here how to prioritize, because a lot of times in there, we think about all these things we want to do. I want to go to construction school, electrical school, whatever, whatever, but we never figure out, where do I start at to what do I need, to make all of this happen, So before they even come home, start getting them footprints ready for them,
But you know what has motivated my son? And my son told me this straight up. He's like,
Hmm.
"You're my motivation, mom." He's like, "Seeing you, that shit making me cry right now." He's like, "Seeing you come from what you were doing, and getting your CD out and stuff." He's like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, and it made him. That's when he went and signed up for school. He's seen me doing it. He's like, "Okay, you're really doing it," because he believes me now. He knows I'm not going back to that. Like
Yeah.
before it was like, "Oh, okay, mom, yeah, okay. But now he sees it and he's like, "Wow, like you're doing it.
Hmm.
So a lot has changed, and I know my son's gonna do really good. And he's a good man. Like, I know if he ever had kids and stuff, he would. He's not he's seen his dad. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He's seen his
Yeah.
dad step out of his life and stuff, and he's not gonna be that. And I see it.
Mhm.
He's got a good heart. You know,
Yeah.
he knows when to have heart and when not to. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
He had to learn that real quick in there too.
Yeah.
you know.
So out there where you guys are at in Arizona, do they have like do they have transitional homes or halfway homes that they have to go to prior to coming home?
So I don't even I was asking his probation about that, but that's why I need to get on it with getting a house. Like, okay, so he has a place to go. He has a room at my grandma's house.
Hmm.
But if I could get him to come home with me, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I would like that better. So that way I could watch, I know cuz at the
Yeah.
time we were living with my grandma, and now I'm living separate from my grandma, and for him to go over there without me being there, I don't like it. But I know he has to go on his own. I know he has
Yeah.
to grow up, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I just have to depend on him. Hopefully he sees, he don't want that life,
Yeah.
you know? And I know he
But
doesn't. He's like, "Fuck this place."
yeah. If he has the opportunity though to go to like a transitional home, I would strongly encourage it, because I see the results, from people going straight from prison to going home. The chances and the statistics of him, failing in that is a lot higher than going through transition. Because when you go through transition homes, there's always that uh-oh, something happened. She had to run. What's up, Brandon? I see you, boy. How you guys doing out there? Brandon, how you guys doing with all that cold, man? Did that blizzard finally pass you through?
Hold on. My phone's dying.
I hear saying my phone's dying. All right, it's back in. It was dying.
Yeah, I was dying. I had to freaking get my charger.
I saw you running. I thought ice or something showed up, man. You boned out real fast. I was like, damn, where's she going?
It was on 1%. I'm like, "Oh shit, my phone's gonna die."
Oh man. So what I was saying, and it's just my opinion, here in California it might be different. I don't know, but them transition homes and sober living homes, residential programs, outpatient programs out here are always beneficial for prisoners coming home because what it does, it's exactly what it says. It's transitioning them from that prison life to straight home. Because one of the things that I know that I witness, coaching families is that a lot of times families are excited about them coming home, whether it be the mom, the grandma, brothers, sisters, grandma, grandpa, Sancha, whoever, when they come home, it's like they're excited, right? And then that
Mhm.
excitement runs off, and then they're like, "Why? What are you doing?" And the pressure starts to overwhelm them. And what I mean by that is that, because the honeymoon is nice, right? She's getting a phone call.
No,
All right, you're there, but can't
it's
see you.
it's you.
It's not me. That's on your side. Did somebody call you?
Can you hear me
All right,
now?
there you are. There you are. So what I was saying though is that by
Oh
having one foot
shit.
in, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with her phone. Uh-oh. Now it dropped. All right,
Can
you're
you
back
hear
on.
me?
Now I can, yeah. And all right.
Hey,
Is that them people calling you?
you can't hear me?
I could hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I don't know why I can't hear you.
I don't know. It's breaking up. Your phone is breaking up. You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh man. I don't know. That's your
Damn it.
phone. Hello. Man, that lying devil's trying to rob her of some valuable information. What's up? All the way from Michigan. We have Arkansas in the house. I see you, brothers. Thank you guys for tapping in, man. I know it's kind of late over there, isn't it? What time is it over here? It's 7 o'clock here. So what is it over there? 7, 8, 9. You guys are like 8 o'clock,
Can't hear
9 o'clock
you.
over there. Can you hear me now? Can you hear? Hello?
I can't hear you.
We can hear you. Dang, that phone dying tore up her connection. Hello?
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're muffled though. One of the viewers saying he could hear both of us. You can still hear her good? Hello?
You can hear both of us? Okay, that's good. I'll just listen in.
You sound really muffled. You guys can't hear her? Is it muffled on your guys' side, Brandon? It sounds really muffled on my side. Device is not connected. So yeah, she's officially off right now. And you see, it looks like she's trying to come back in, but now she sounds like a robot. Yeah, that's what I was hearing. Let me see. It looks like she wants to come back in. She's on a cell phone. This is her first time. I thought she was on a laptop, but it's the hello? Yeah, she's hello?
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I don't know what's going on.
Just hang up and click that link again. See if it lets you back in. She can't even hear me telling her that, huh? And I don't think she can see the comments. How about I just kick her out? Hello? Sounds like she wants to come in.
There it goes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can't
Hello?
hear you.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me, huh? Oh man, I should just kick her out. Kick her out and let her get
I don't
back
know.
in. Hello? Oh man. Yeah, I don't even know how to. uh, From the studio. Let me see. You can't hear me, huh? No. Hello. Can you hear me?
Damn it.
Are you in? Hello. Hello.
Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear me?
me?
I can hear you. You still can't hear me? All right, hold on. I'm gonna kick
I
you
can
out.
hear
Kick from studio. Yes, kick guest out. All right, let me see if she. I'll try to let her back in right now. I'll be nice. Let me see if she gets back in. Hopefully, it's just a bad connection on her side. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for tapping in, man. She has an interesting story. I mean, it sounds like she's been through a lot. Her son sounds like he got a raw deal. Uh, man, she got a lot of people, that's been through some things in her life, but thank God that she's sober from meth. You heard her say she still drinks, which, hey, if you could handle it, hey, I don't have a problem with it. All right, hold on, here she comes. Let me see. Let's see. Hello? Can you hear me
I
now?
don't know what the hell's wrong.
Can you hear though? Do you oh man, she can't even hear me. I can't even explain nothing.
Hello.
We can hear you. Let me see. Let me try to send her a post in a
It's not gonna
comment.
work.
Let me
I don't know
see.
what's going on.
I know. Let me see if I could post something. Uh check. Let me see. Check your mic. Hold on, let me pin this. Um, let me let her. Let me see if she could see that, guys. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Um, let's see. Something with her phone. She's new at this. When we're on StreamYard, there's like a bunch of different buttons, and it can be confusing, especially on a phone. It's hard enough on a laptop trying to control all this. We'll see though. Anyways, man, just hey, for all of you that I haven't talked to in a while, man, happy New Year, man. I know I've done like some short little videos and everything, but I haven't been live. And want to say, man, thank you guys for tapping in. You guys that are here on this Wednesday, pray everything's been going good for you guys. And hey, what I was saying earlier for you that didn't catch it, I'm gonna be trying to do videos throughout the week. Whenever I can get somebody, I'm gonna just try to bring them on because um, it's kind of hard to get commitments for Sundays. Sundays, family days, church days. People are just busy. They just want to relax sometimes. So sometimes it's hard to get them in the studios. And even sometimes doing video calls, we have these kind of, you know, issues. But let me see. She's trying to come in again. Let me see. Let me see. Hello?
It's on.
It's on. Okay. All
I
right.
had to
Good
go
job.
off.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I had to kick you out. I was telling the guests I feel bad because I've never had to kick nobody out of a call, but glad you were able to make it back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
we'll
what
be
were you
right.
guys talking about?
We're talking about you. Nah, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. Nah, we were though. I mean, I was just encouraging them that how you've been through a lot, and yet you're still striving and still. When we first started, you said and still going through it. Yeah, and I appreciate you taking the time out and really just sharing that about your son, about yourself, about overcoming that meth and doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? And you got big dreams and plans, getting that truck driver's license. I can imagine that that was something hard, and
I
doesn't sound like
cried
it's easy working.
sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, for real, for truck drivers, even as a guy, you'd be like, man, that's some hard work, and here you are, taking that on. I'm real proud though, man. A shout out to my girl Angelina, my Walden House sister, because she's a truck driver too now, and
Really?
uh, yeah, she's out there, man. She's out there,
That's
and I,
awesome.
yeah, and and she's funny. I know when people see her, they be like, Angelina, if you play this back, I'm saying this all out of love, because she's very pretty, she's all tatted down, she's kind of fit, she's been working out for a few years, she's overcome a lot of addiction, and we lost her. This is starting to become comedy, bro. Anyways, Brandon, are you back or can you hear
Yeah.
me?
I
Okay.
hear you.
All right. So what I was saying though is that she was a drug addict. She almost died going up north here in California from LA, going up north. She was in the U-Haul. She crashed and she almost died. You know what I mean? And she took her survival as a spiritual awakening, and she got deep into her recovery, and now she celebrates life, you know what I mean? Every day she's just
Wow.
excited. I mean, if you
Yeah.
were, I mean, for reals. Actually, I have one of my podcasts a while back. If you go back and look at all my guests, her name's Angelina, and she shares the story, and there's pictures of her all in the hospital all jacked up. And but when I think of truck drivers, and um, let me take this off. I still have right there. Check your mic. But yeah, she's just a big inspiration as well, though. And what I was saying though is because she's all fit and everything, but she don't look like a truck driver.
Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. You know what I think you're doing? I think on your side you're hitting the record button, huh? I think that's what she was doing on her side. She's hitting the record button and it's kicking her out. She doesn't have the software for it. Anyways, Brandon, glad you are out of the snow, bro. That looked crazy. It looked really crazy well over there, man. A lot of them places that got snowed in, crazy. I told my family though, man, my boy Brandon, man, that's an Army Ranger right there. I know he's prepped. I know he got everything he needs to make it out of this. So I ain't worried about him. But I did pray, Brandon. I did pray for you and for the state of Arkansas and your situation, because you know it's 85 over here right now, Brandon. Believe it or not, here in LA, 85 degrees. It's been hot as heck. Well, it's probably a little cooler now outside. Usually at nighttime it gets a lot cooler, but during the daytime it's
Sorry.
been really hot.
Okay,
All right,
so
you back?
I finally answered it. It was my son. He kept calling me because I never not answer it. So he's probably like, "What the hell? My mom's not answering it." So I just answered it real quick, and he's like, "Mom, can you put money on my media for the phone?" Okay, I said, "Okay, I'll do it right now." He's like, "Okay." I told him I was on podcast.
Yeah, I'm on a podcast talking about you. Hang up.
I did tell him that.
Oh,
He thought it
okay.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
So
man,
hey, we won't have no more interactions, okay? It was my son calling and calling and calling.
hey, were you pushing record on your side?
No,
Did you see a record button on your phone?
no,
No? Oh, well, something
uh-uh.
was happening. Well, I don't know what was happening, but I was getting a recording alert from another person. I don't know. Maybe I'm being
Oh,
hacked.
maybe
Not
because I
hacked.
was on the phone and it was like because it records. You know how the prison
Uh,
calls don't they record or whatever?
they do, but I don't know what that would do
Yeah.
with this system. But anyway, so
Oh, I don't
we were. I was
know.
just. I was just encouraging one of my friends because I have somebody on here right now that's in Michigan and Arkansas, and it was snowing really, really bad out there. They were snowed in,
Ooh.
so I was just like, thanking them for tapping in and being here with us, knowing that
Yes, thank
they have some
you.
stuff. Yeah, man. So, anyways, Erica, we're gonna be shutting it down right now. I know we're here, but it's already I know it's late on your side of town because over here
It's
it's
eight
already
twenty. Yes,
oh
eight
8:20.
twenty
Well,
over here.
not late. I mean, I'm a late bird. I don't go to sleep until midnight, you know, and still wake up at 5 o'clock. But
I
I'm
don't go
used.
to bed till two,
Oh my
two.
goodness. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let me
Uh,
ask you, besides this truck driving thing, what are some of your plans still? You know, what are some of your goals in life right now?
okay, so I do want to do truck driving, but not so the reason I did that is because I want the money, and it's fast money without doing like illegal things, you know? It's good fast money. I want to buy a food truck. That's my goal. Because remember I had that little I had started my little business, but when my son got locked up, I just lost my I like I told you, I would go crazy. I would start screaming, and it's a mother's worst nightmare, you know, like for
Mm-hmm.
your baby to be going to prison, like, you know, that's the youngest out of my kids. So I went through a lot, and that's why I say like I'm so freaking proud of myself for staying sober. As
Yeah.
much things as I went through with him going to prison, man. I mean, I would stomp on the ground and scream and oh, like why, like, you know, freak out. Like it was just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I was getting like
Yeah.
that, and so
Can I
I want
ask
to do a food truck.
you something too on the spiritual note? So when you were mad at God, like, you know, here you are getting sober, getting your stuff together, and this happens, and you kind of like were questioning God, like, come on, God, like, why? You know, here I am trying to be the better mother now, and now you're taking my son. I mean, that's kind of the way I interpreted it.
Yeah,
At this point, though, I know later on, though, I think, you know, in the conversation later, you said, you know, but looking at it now, you know, think God was saving him because he would have been in that car with, you know, his cousin, and you know, it's better
hmm,
him be alive in jail than be dead, right?
yeah,
um
yes.
so how is your relationship with God today? Like, just, you know, where are you at, like, on the spiritual level?
I was working Sunday because I had Sundays off,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to church every Sunday with my grandma and my grandpa, and then we would do something, you know, family oriented after, and then I started working Sundays. But I just actually am starting Sundays off this week coming up, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to go back to church. But every Sunday I would put a prayer in for my son, and you know, like you say, were you mad at God? Honestly, at first I was like, why God? And then when everything happened, God sat me down, you know, he really sat me down, and then hearing our pastor talk and stuff about like things that just were meant for me to hear when I was there, and it was always like something for my son, you know, when I was that's what I was going through, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
then so I would send in prayer requests. You know how you can do little prayer requests at the end or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going to prayer group and stuff, and just realizing that yes, I can't be mad at God because God's only gonna protect. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna yes, it's something you don't want. Like I didn't want him to go to prison, you know, but it was probably the best thing for my son. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you said, like sometimes it just sits you down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like me, I don't got a car. He sat me down, like, girl, you staying home. you know,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just I believe in faith, honestly. I believe in faith, and I know my son got led to the Lord too when he was in there. But then he started to question God because of him going to prison. He's like, "What? I thought, you know, God was going to help me." Like cuz he was
Mm-hmm.
barely learning about it, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like, "But God is helping you." You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to keep it in his head like don't don't blame God, you know, and things always happen for a reason, you know. And he was
Yeah.
like, that's true, mom. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
him all the time, you always pray no matter what, you know. Maybe you don't go to church or whatever, but you thank God for everything you have, everything, you know. I still thank God every day, you know. Maybe I wasn't going to
Yeah.
church, I haven't been going to church a lot like I was, you know, but I do,
Yeah.
I always thank God, you know.
Yeah. it's good to thank God, but more importantly, for reals, if you're ever going to grow in your faith and grow closer to God, it's going to have to come through reading His Word.
Yeah,
Reading the
I know.
Bible is, I mean, that's the most fundamental way of getting closer to God. As much as we pray, as much as we go to church, it's not until the Bible becomes real to us that we can actually see God and hear God speaking in our lives and moving in our lives, because that's usually the way He confirms His word in us is
And
through.
actually, I had sent my son a Bible in there. I
Mhm.
bought him one because you have to buy it at a bookstore and have it sent in.
Yeah.
And I did do that, but when he went to prison, they sent it back or whatever.
From the juvenile system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, from the
Get
county.
Oh,
He went to he went to
get him another.
county.
Yeah. Get him
He
another
went from
Bible though. He needs a Bible. Get him a
yeah.
Bible. And
And
get
what else?
you have a Bible, so read that
I have my
Bible.
Bible. I have my Bible.
Even like a woman's devotional or something. I mean, that's like the kickstart to getting more and more in the word. So
Yeah.
important for you to like just be able to see it in the word of God, what his plan is for your life. And
Yeah.
yeah, but man, I appreciate you though, Erica, coming on. And I know, hey, I was excited yesterday when I hit you up and you're like, hey, I'm free tomorrow. I said, hey, let's do it. Let's do it. I knew I was going to be tired because that's usually why I like doing them on the weekends, because I get to go to church and rest and kind of be at ease and just settle. But right now, when I came onto this one, I came straight from work.
Oh
I
shoot.
went in this. I can't even show you my hair right now because I didn't throw no gel in there. Nothing. I was just like, man, I'm gonna put a hat on because I just jumped in the shower, came over here, set up real quick, and be like, okay, let's do this.
Oh,
But
okay.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing your story with my platform. I appreciate it, and your story is exactly what I want to promote to people. That you know what I think it's safe to say, you don't got that perfect life or that easy life, and you have a lot of struggles, but you know what? You found a way to still stay strong,
Mhm. Mhm.
and to stay off that methamphetamine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing about being trapped no more, is that you have a vision for your family and what you want, and
Mhm.
that's exactly the message that I push to my viewers, is that you don't got to stay trapped, you don't got to just stay in that pit. You could have hope and you could move forward and things will get better. Just because you're going through something bad right now don't mean that it got to stay bad. And a
Yeah.
lot of it comes back to on our part and us doing something different than we've always done, because if we do the same thing over and over again, we're gonna get the same results. That's evident.
That's another thing I forgot to say is I always used to move fast. As soon as I would get sober, I would start doing all my goals real fast. And then something would happen, like when I lost my job at CBI, and then I would get high because I lost my job. So this time I have taken my time with everything. That's why I haven't gotten a car. And everyone's like, well, when are you going to start trucking? Like, okay, I'm doing it in my time. Like, I'm doing little by little because
Hmm.
before, when I would just go full blown into it, I would just crash. So I'm going slowly into it because I know myself. I've already
Yeah.
done the fast. I've already got to where I wanted to be when I got sober before, but then I just crashed. This time
Yeah.
I'm doing it at my pace, and God's has given me the patience,
Hmm.
to do it that way. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. And I know that's what I need to do is go into it slowly. And
That is
I'm
so
doing
true.
it. Nobody's gonna tell me how to do it. You know what I mean? I'm doing it the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Yep.
yeah.
That's the way you're going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? You're going to enjoy doing what you do. Yeah.
But
That's a little
okay.
Man, is that a little scary for you too? Jumping in a big old truck?
I like it. I like it. When I went to school, we had to drive them and stuff. I loved it.
Yeah,
I love it. I
that
miss
is
it.
cool.
That's what I was telling them. I was like, I wonder if I could just go over there and see if they let me drive the truck because I miss driving it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I
But
think my
yeah,
friend, that girlfriend, that the one I was telling you about, she was she was all excited about it. When she passed her brake test, when she passed, this,
that's
and
the
she
worst.
yeah. I was like, man, don't you just hit a brake button or whatever? She's like, no, it's not just you just don't step on a brake. There's a lot of
Mm-mm.
components to it. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you got to say things like they have you saying da 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 da, da, and it's like, damn, I gotta do this. It's like you're doing a movie, at the same time you gotta do it and say it, and it's like we're not gonna be
Yeah.
doing this to nobody. Why
Yeah,
do we have to do
she
that?
had like a wand. She had like a stick, and she was identifying like her own engine. Okay, I got to check the oil. This, I got to do this, and she had this stick. And I remember she was
You have to
naming
say
off a bunch of
mount
stuff.
it correctly and
Yeah,
this and
yeah, that's
that.
what she was doing. Yeah,
Yep. Oh, I hated, dude. That was the hardest part was probably the dude. I cried. I literally was like, how am I supposed to do this? Like, I don't know. It's just not going to school for years and then having to do that. It was like, whoa, but I did it. And I was so proud of myself. Man, I cried when I passed. I literally
man, that's a
cried.
that's a big accomplishment right there.
Yeah,
I know
I
guys
cried.
that, man, they had to do it over and over again. It
Yeah,
was just too hard for them at first. But
yeah.
well, congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
I'm glad that I came across your path, and I'm praying for. And all of this came about from you commenting on one of my posts about the top ramen. I was
Yes.
laughing. I was like,
That's what I was telling my son. I was
yeah,
telling my son and my man. I was like, literally, I got on this podcast because I said about the Marachan noodles.
yeah. You said, yeah, they're giving some cheap top ramens now. They're not even the
Yes.
originals.
Yes. They're having strikes right now because of it.
Wow. I thought only California did them strikes. So are
No,
the strikes in Arizona prisons, are they like is it like a don't go to work strike? Is it a no eating
they don't
strike?
eat. They
They're
don't
not
eat.
eating? Oh, dang. So they are on them starving things. Yeah, here in California, I mean, there's people that died over here in California from them no eating strikes. Yeah, they took that
Really?
stuff serious. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, because
No,
of that
theirs
though,
ended already. I go, damn, you guys got weak or what? He's like, nah, they started giving us our stuff back quick.
that there it is there. Over here though, they weren't budging, and a lot of things. There's
Yeah.
movies that I mean, there's documentaries about the hunger strikes over here, because there was really people dying, from hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took a long time for California's Department of Corrections to really, break it down and be like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, some of the stuff that was going on here in California, it was very unhumane. I mean, these guys were locked down. I mean, there was a lot of over here we had gladiator schools where cops were betting on fights and setting up murders. And
Damn.
yeah. You ever see you never heard about the gladiator schools over here in California? Yeah,
No.
that was cops betting on fights in the hole. They
Oh
would
my
set them up.
God.
If you ever seen that movie, the closest thing that I can think of to give you a visual would be that movie Fallon. Did you ever see that movie Fallon
No.
with the black cop that he wants to shoot everybody in the hole? That was
No, I
based
should
in here
see
in
it.
California. That was like pretty
Really?
close to a real story for reals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
what
never
California
seen it.
prisons
I
California.
don't like watching none of that stuff. You know that?
Yeah,
When my
don't
son
don't.
comes home, then I'll watch it.
You're gonna watch it to traumatize him again and keep it in his mind? No, might as well watch it now and pray for him. You know what I mean? Because you don't want him watching that stuff coming home. That's just going to traumatize him. Be like, dang, mom, I'm trying to forget about that stuff. But
No, he
it,
seems okay. He seems good. Yeah,
yeah,
he's like, Mom, send me money on my thing. I'm like, okay. It's because they can use their tablet. They have tablets now. You guys didn't have
yeah,
that back then, huh?
yeah. No, not in my days, but they have them now. Now you could do video, phone calls. You could do a lot of stuff now.
They're
Yeah, I
getting new
trip out.
ones now.
Yeah, I don't I can't even remember the last time I actually bought a stamp. I don't send no letters. All of my mail goes through the app. I just send a
Yep.
quick text message, and they're cheap. You know what I mean? To send a picture, I think it's like 3 cents. To send just a text is like they're cheap. You know what I mean? So
Oh, you still message your homies in there?
uh, my homies plus a lot of other, just um, you know, family members of my customers that I life coach. So
Oh, okay.
I do a lot. I have a lot. I'm surprised that CDC hasn't told me you have too many people on your app. Good.
Oh,
But I've been
okay.
in prison ministry since I've come home. Because my story. I don't know if you had a chance to hear my testimony at all, but I got saved in prison. In youth
Oh,
prison, and God used me for the next almost 14 years. While doing a life term, I was sentenced to
wow.
45 years to life. And when I got saved, God, my life was radically changed. I literally went from dark to light. And
Wow.
yeah, it was trippy transformation.
You
My
were doing
stories.
bad out here in the streets, but when you went to prison, you changed.
I changed a little bit afterwards. I was out here just running amok. I was involved in the gangs out here in LA. I was involved, in just a lot of chaos. And when I got busted when I was 16 years old, and I was tried as an adult. So I went through
And
juvenile hall and then county jail. Then I went to the California Youth Authority, which is youth prison, which is crazier than adult prison. And then when we turn 25, they usually send you to prison. So you stay in youth prison to 25. Then at 25, they send you to adult prison. Um, that's when you're tried as an adult and you fit the category, right? And that's what happened for me. And um, during that time, I had just stabbed a guy 8 times in the neck and in the face while in county jail. And when I was in the hole, that's when I had my encounter with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I never had a relationship with God, didn't know much about God, but I knew that something happened in my heart that day. And from that day forward, this goes all the way back to 1990, the ending of 1991. And
wow.
I've been
How old
serving
are
God
you?
since then. Huh?
How old are you? A lot older than me?
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. My story chased her off. Can I see you, bro? Good to have you in here. Erica, are you back? Where you at? Oh, that lying devil. Anyways, I don't want to hang up on her, be rude. Let me give her a couple. Let me give her a couple minutes. Let me see if she comes back in. Anyways, hope you guys are all doing good. Thank you guys. You guys ready for that Super Bowl, the Winter Olympics? Man, we got a lot of stuff jumping off, huh? I know for me, I love the Olympics. Super Bowl. Hold on, I think she's coming back in. Let me see. No, she's not in yet. Anyways, looks like she's trying to get in, but she ain't getting in. Oh well. Let me give her a couple more minutes. Oh, hold on. What the heck? What the heck? How did you do that? You're on two different ones now. What the Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh man. Oh, she hung up on one of them. She's coming on twice. Saw your podcast. Want to show some love. I appreciate that, brother, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm about to end this one right now. She's having too much issues with her phone. Sorry about that, man. Thank you guys for being patient, man. I hope you guys were. Hold on, she's coming back on. Let me see. Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? kick that one out. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
See
me?
you later.
All right. I'll see you later, man. You have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
No, it's like paused. I don't know what's. I don't think so. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's all righty. God bless you. I know you can't hear me, but when you watch it later on, you will. All right, guys. Sorry about that, man. You can watch the YouTube videos to hear the rest of my testimony. Anyways, thank you guys, man. Hold on. She's trying to come back on. Let me see.
There it goes.
All right. Can you
Can
hear
you
me
hear
now?
me? Yeah,
I
I
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Sorry. I don't know what the hell. But
Oh,
anyways,
man.
I want to thank you and everybody else for listening to my story. It means a lot. And thank you for inviting me on here.
All right. You're breaking up that last minute, but we heard you say thank you. We appreciate you coming on here, Miss Hoops. Appreciate you. Keep sharing your story, man. Keep sharing it and
Hey,
keep
you can go on my page on Facebook on Hoops. Cause I do like videos for like my sobriety and stuff too. Like I do little videos,
on you're talking about on
on
Facebook?
TikTok.
Oh, on
TikTok.
TikTok. Oh, okay. Oh, she is just breaking up.
On TikTok.
All right. I can't see you, but we could hear you. Anyways, oh man, you
Okay.
stay blessed and I'll continue to check you out.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great
All
day,
right.
guys.
You have a good night, man. And I'm gonna be
Ble-
praying for your family.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed
Uh,
night.
all right. Talk to you later.
You bye.
All right, Pete. Sorry about that. Anyways, that was a blessing, man. I appreciate her sharing her story. Speaking of stories, man, you guys need to hook me up with some people because I be getting some commitments and then they back out the last minute. But if you have anybody that you feel would be a positive voice on this platform, put them in contact with me so we could put their story out there and give them a voice, because a lot of times it's in families that are really hurt and really seeking hope, that they feel like they're alone and they feel like they don't have a platform to speak on. So I definitely want to provide them one to speak on and share their story. And you know a lot of times for us that pray, that's a prayer request, so we just jump on it and start praying for them. Oh, her name was Erica. Elma, thank you for tapping in, appreciate you. um yeah, she's out there in Yuma, Arizona. And what is her? Yeah, I didn't catch her son's name, but God knows, pray for Erica and her son and her husband. I know her son and her husband are busted, so pray for them, that they would have that encounter with the Lord Jesus Christ so their lives could be set free, that they would come to know the power of his resurrection, and they'll be set free indeed, so they don't ever have to go back to prison. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Emma. My brother Chris, Chicano Power in the house. You guys, man, you guys need to definitely check out Chicano Power on all platforms. Chris Garcia, put his name. I'm sure Chicano Power will pop up with it. But a lot of resources, man, a lot of resources come through his page. Um, Especially if you know anybody that's struggling, that needs food, needs clothing, needs shelter, needs recovery. You definitely want to tap in with Chicano Power. You definitely want to, follow them. You might not need any of that right now, but one day you may, or you may know somebody. I think all of us know somebody that, just needs a little bit extra, right? And my brother, man, my brother Chris Garcia with Chicano Power, man, he has resource. And this is the thing, if he doesn't have the resources that you're looking for, he will definitely put you in touch with somebody that does. That's that power of connection. Just being connected with people. Um, and a lot of our circles, I mean, it's pretty obvious by now. That's what we do. We try to help people wherever they're at, whether it's addiction, homelessness, whether it's whatever, marriage counseling, anger management, relapse prevent, whatever. There's people out there that really care about people and really want to help them. And a lot of times, like I say, we may spread ourselves thin, but we have a lot of support. Trust me, we know people that know people. And don't ever be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And it's out there. Yep, giving hope and changing lives. That's it right there. That's the motto. Giving hope and changing lives. And sometimes I know a lot of you feel like, like, it's hard for me to help somebody. Well, yeah, you don't got to do it alone. There's a lot of people like myself, like Chris Garcia, a lot of people, a lot of, hey, brother Tim, I see, speaking of another one, brother Tim, Pastor Tim, another great brother, man, another Walton House brother right there, man. From, if you don't mind me saying, Tim, I mean, I know they'll probably catch your story on YouTube as well. From a tecato, from a heroin addict, prisoner. I mean, he's now a pastor, and he now helps people, get their lives together. And I'm blessed, that I was able to see a lot of his process, in making that transition, from that heroin. I'll never forget, Tim. I don't know if you remember, I was your counselor and outpatient at that time. And I remember he was like, hey, I'm not going to take a pass this week because if I go out, I'm going to relapse. And it's rare for somebody to just sacrifice a pass, to go home. But this brother knew that the cravings, the triggers, they were real high on that day. And he is like, nah, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying in this week, And thank God he did, because as far as I remember, he didn't relapse. So that's a good thing, man. And Tim, I love you, brother, man. And man, speaking of Tim, man, me and Tim, we're getting ready to hit these prisons through prison fellowship. Yep, by the grace of God. But me and brother Tim, we're gonna go tag team in these prisons and the prison fellowship and give these men some hope, give them some understanding, challenge them to be the man of God that God created them to be. And yeah, real soon you're gonna get your gate pass. I'm gonna get my brown card. We're gonna be in there, brother Tim. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, anyways, man, I just wanted to touch base right now. I'm supposed to do another Zoom call right now with a potential guest, Northern California. She has a son that's been busted, I think, 14 years, and she's been going to war with CDC, for different violations or whatever 602s. And I'm going to meet with her before we bring her on, but I'm supposed to call her in a little bit. What time is it? 7:49. I still have some time. Thank God he rescued us. Yes, Alma. Yes. Yes. Love you too, brother Tim. Sister Alma, testimony that right there too, man. Looking at all these names that are in the views, man. It's like, shoot, I could bring any of them on and they have a tremendous story. And yeah, I would love actually to get all you guys on. Well, brother Chris Garcia, Chicano Power, you hear his story right here. Go to my listings and look for Chris Garcia, hear his story and hear his message. And everything I just said, you'll be like, oh, yep, that's him. Brother's an overcomer, a survivor of cancer, thriving today. I don't know. And man, this brother thrives on probably like 2 hours of sleep every day. This brother is non-stop. So, but check him out, Chicano Power on all platforms. Go to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Um, I don't know if he has a YouTube channel yet, but he probably does. Check that out as well. And show some support and get the resources that are needed. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and tap out, man. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I haven't ate. I am hungry. My kids been over here tiptoeing everywhere, saying, "Hurry up, Dad, we want to eat." But I'm gonna let you guys go, man. You guys have a great week. You guys have a safe weekend, man. Be safe out there. I know most of you guys ain't gonna be drinking and driving, but there's gonna be a lot of people that are. So be careful. Be careful. Just you don't have to drive. Don't drive. But have a great Super Bowl weekend. God bless you guys. And once again, thank you guys for all your support, man. Love you guys. I'm out of here for now. God bless you guys.